Ladies, welcome to this video. Welcome to today's video. I have something super exciting for you. I'm in fact opening up a few software here because I want to show you one thing that is going to be, in my opinion, making a difference to a lot of ladies as well as is making it for me to be able to understand your situation to a deeper level when it comes to where you are metabolically, whether or not you have enough hormones, whether or not your stress allowing you to lose weight or is preventing you from lose weight. And obviously, before we do that, it's going to be a little bit of time to pull it up because there is this software that we're using. But today, I wanted to go live on talking about we have series in here. We have the coaching meridian, which basically tells us that teaches our prospect how to become great clients. Because it's not about many people feel like, okay, I just need a coach, and then as long as I'm gonna get to a coach and then I'm gonna finally get results, they don't really understand that you need to put some effort in. And today I wanted to talk about that, priorly, because I learned something yet again new. And one thing that we did this couple of weeks was giving away a scholarship to somebody. And then, of course, for the people that were really, really into that, giving away a partial scholarship. And again, funnily enough, I learned yet again that when somebody has to really put any real interest, any real action, there are very little people that actually take action. And that tells me that, again, sometimes you feel like you want to change, but you're not ready to change. And yet I will talk about that into another video, because today, just yesterday night, I found out something really meaningful into my journey, and I wanted to, and I said, how can I just share this to everybody else? Before I do that, let me know if you like the Coaching Meridian, the series that tells you, how we coach, what is the requirement for you to get coached properly. And also tell us if you like the Dieting Mastery series, which talks about the positive, the negative about the diet. Comment down below which series you like the most, because, it's really helpful for me to know which one you like better, because, it's also something that allows me to make better content for you, free content, whether you're a client or whether you're a prospect. Also, comment down below if you wish me to do any sort of different challenge. We just did a workout challenge totally for free again. And I see a few people taking action and a lot of people not taking action. And again, funnily enough, even from the people inside the program, which is kind of curious to me. But anyway, today I want to talk about something important. Very, very, very good video, very instructional video. And I almost got a breakthrough yesterday night, because I'm like, some people really will need what I'm talking about here, yet they don't know they need it, as always, right? Several videos I now talked about the fact that 80% of the people will get results based on the thing that we do here. Obviously, we do that really well because of the thing that they're either not doing, meaning like wrong strategy, or because their lifestyle is totally messed up and they feel yet like they are doing fine. You're on your 40, you're not getting results, you feel like you have something wrong genetically, yet you always like eat 1,200 calorie, and you're simply not understanding that if you don't give your body enough energy, you're not going to see results. Or you're that same person that maybe crash diet, eat very healthy during the week, and you binge during the weekend. You're not realizing that it's not because of your genetics, it's simply because you're not understanding how your body works. Or again, you feel like you're eating healthy, you're eating vegan maybe, and then like the whole time you're in a position of eating many more calories than you need. Again, nothing to do with your genetics. Those are the 80%, and usually this is pretty much all the results, maybe even 85%. The other 15-20% is people that indeed are applying the strategy, yet they are struggling getting results because they indeed have a metabolic adaptation, a hormonal dysfunction, or something of that nature, or something that they either created or by aging, natural process, or by forcing, let's say, a few pregnancies or something they did, they creating this imbalance. And obviously, that's a huge component, right? Up until now, I don't want to say 2023, but more particularly maybe in the last 5 years, we couldn't really assess that unless you went to a good doctor, because nowadays doctors goes and they ask you, okay, how do you feel? And you say, oh, I feel a little bit like shit. Let's test you. And they test you for hormones. They test you for this, and then they say, let's take a random hormone like female hormone, estrogen, progesterone. Let's say you got 0, you got no progesterone, and 10, you got full of progesterone. If you have like 2 progesterone or 3, you're not sick, and then they say you're okay. But 2 is very close to 0. And therefore, like all these symptoms you have that should tell, okay, we are trying to prevent something. The symptoms and signs always tells you. In first class I took in medicine back in college, one thing they did is like the difference between sign and symptoms. The symptoms, actually the symptom is more so like the sign that shows up, and then when it's too late, whatever you see on the lab is actually too late. So one thing that I wanted to talk about here today is the huge difference that makes when you are in this 15-20% and you be able to measure things right. And one thing that we start doing it, and recently I said we are going to basically implement a few testing, for some people, BIA testing. So obviously that's a little bit more tricky when it is online, because we need to find a clinic or a trainer or somebody that does this test, not have them interpret it usually, because like all they're gonna tell you is like, okay, we're gonna really find your this is the fat we find. Yet the only thing that BIA doesn't measure the fat. BIA measures the water, and if it's a good one, we're able to find other things. Then there are a few other easy tests to implement. Number one is the morning evening test, MEQ, which is something really scientifically proven, and basically says that according to some questions, you were able to determine whether you're a night person or a morning person, and then we're able to choose how to train you. Obviously, that is up to interpretation from the coach. The thing that I'm going to show to you about today, which I already showed in my presentations, is the idea that if you are stressed, you're not going to see results most of the time. Yet there is a correlation between stress and hormones, and the thing is that you need to figure out whether is the hormones aren't being produced from a matter of stress, or the hormones aren't being produced of a matter of you not having the hormones because of aging, because of other things. What you see in here is a stress test, is a HRV test, which is basically taking your heartbeat for 7 minutes with the right equipment, then sending this to somebody that can interpret. In this case, obviously, we do it. We start doing it. And then you interpret this situation here. As you see here on the bottom, there is some blue waves. The blue waves indicates that your GH, your melatonin, your anabolic hormones are the same level of the catabolic hormones, which is on the left, which is cortisol, adrenaline, all these hormones, stress-related hormone that should be present into somebody's life, yet they shouldn't be always present prevalently, not with like the other one. The other one here, I'm going to make a little bit bigger. Maybe you can see better. As you see, this person doesn't have it. This person doesn't have it. And on top of this, you also see that there is a 2-column line. There is a stress level, which, as you can see, she has stress for probably twice as much as normal here. And she has her blue lines, the parasympathetic stress, to a degree that is much lower. Yeah. So that means like these waves are not present because of her stress here. So in her case was to figure out what could we do to kind of like get her to like we have to get to the root cause of the problem. In this particular case, she had a toxic relationship. She knew she needed to get rid of, yet she wouldn't do it. And as soon as she did, dieting after dieting for 6-7 times, and she wouldn't lose any weight. As soon as she stress level went down, she lost 3 kilos. Actually, I think almost like 5 just within a week. So just to tell you, this is kind of what it is. And so you say, okay, cool, we just get rid of the stress. Well, no, it depends. Like, for example, now I'm going to show you my test, which, I was talking yesterday, I was interpreting this with my colleague, which is the same guy that I several times talked to you about. And this is what the title goes about. It's like, when is really hormones that you don't produce anymore due to aging impacting you? Okay, this is my test, for example, in the morning, and I'm going to interpret it to you now. I'm actually going to this, and let's see if I can share my screen here. And again, I want to do this because I really want to be super, not only ethical, but also real, because like a lot of again, a lot of trainer would simply just not tell you this kind of stuff, okay? Or like they go on Instagram, they're on dope on everything, and then they basically don't tell you anything, and they just say, okay, you can just get this physique like that. This is my test in the morning. As you see, it's pretty balanced between normal and normal stress, and everything tell me that it's balanced, right? My Again, here you got a lot of like stress wave, which is normal, and then a small blue wave. This is also normal on the morning. So therefore, like, as far as me producing the right hormones on the morning, this is actually happening here. This is my test in the night. And again, obviously, you have to take the test in the night to see if your weight loss hormones are actually working or not. Yesterday, it indicated more stress on one side and the other side. But as you can see here, there are no waves, right? So that indicates, in this case, it could have been for the stress. But I've taken this test now for 3 days. And I want to show you one, I think the first one that I took. Bear with me. Like, I hope you've seen this stuff, right? Let me just see if you just type with them if you actually seen this stuff. This is the first test that I did. And, of course, I had to take it a few times and ask the guy, to interpret with me, because as I said multiple times, like, this guy has a PhD, he's almost like a doctor, he's basically a researcher. He's been studying stuff for like now 25,000 cases, I think. So this is what's taken in the night. As you see, I am overbalanced on the recovery process. That indicates that I'm not, like, the stress level is actually low on the bottom. When you look at the wave, though, they're still low. There is no, there should be up here in this case. There should be the same level of the other one. That indicates, in my case, that basically due to, I guess, aging or whatever you want to call it, like, he told me, it's like, you're not producing as you should. GH, you're not producing as you should. That your cycle of melatonin is gone. Like, you're not producing the hormone that when you go to sleep, they should favor your weight loss. And I asked myself, I was like, damn, I never thought about it. Because, like, it's been years that I don't sleep well. It's been now a few years that I'm, many times I feel very nervous. My mood is shifting. I have less energy. I'm not able to perform in the gym. My libido is still high, or I don't know, I don't have any indication to have sex stress related hormones, but definitely I do have some indication. I also don't have indication about thyroid, but that indicates that I have issues, I guess, on the GH part, on the producing hormones to sleep better, to favor weight loss, as I said many times. And the thing is, like, for me, I never thought about it, because I'm like, okay, I can also improve. I could also improve that to move a little bit more. I could also improve to stay hydrated more. Probably a lot of lifestyle improvement, like maybe less, sometimes, especially in the summer, less going out, less. There are things that can be done. But he told me, it's like, how do you feel? And I said, I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, I feel like crap. I just accept the way I am, because I'm like, okay, for me, and this is all a conversation about a motivation video I'm going to do probably in the end of the week about accepting your emotions. But it's like, I live to think that this is normal, and I'm 41, and this is not normal when you feel that way. And of course, it impacts the fact that you're losing weight super slow. But for me, again, it's like, I feel okay with who I am inside. So therefore, it's not hitting me to a degree of looking at the scale every single day. And also, I do work out. Like, when I finish this video, I'm going to go work out. I do work out as a habit, another important concept. So I do all these things based on the fact. And he told me, it's like, the problem is that you do need to consider going to a doctor and talk about, like, and again, of course, we have a lot of people here that do this thing in Switzerland. It's like, you have to have a conversation and get tested for a few of these more specialized tests that they do, to see whether or not you need to give some small doses of, I don't know, HGH or TRT or whatever the case is, because of the fact that you need to feel better first and foremost, because, like, it's not normal to feel that way. The sleep cycle is completely gone. That of course decrease the ability to control hunger, cravings. That's why sometimes I feel like I'm emotional eating still, but maybe it's for that, mood swings and all that stuff. So it's important because I told him, it's like, I never done it. I never thought about it before. Well, so I'm like, I don't do bodybuilding or anything. And I know what is the threshold between when you do a bodybuilding show, when you're not natural, when you're like thinking about, to whatever you have to take. And so I said, I never thought about it because I'm like, I don't think I was in the age to even think about it. But now he told me, it's like, have you ever saw a kid that is sick? Like, have you ever saw kids that are getting sick? Because I told him, it's like, I never thought, because maybe, you take something and then let's say you, God forbid, you need to get some sort of condition in 10 years, maybe you get it in 2 years because it's something, I don't know, something synthetic or whatever. And it's like, no, the thing they're talking about is like taking some hormones which are identical to the one that you producing from plants to a biological degree level, meaning like you basically get small little doses of something that makes you feel more normal. Yeah. And again, all this is just up to interpretation, in a sense. Like, obviously I would need to see a doctor for it. I said I was going to document my journey, so I'm doing it. The last thing I want to do is like, would be, as a coach, ethical coach, hide this thing from people and then say, oh, by the way, in my 40s I feel better than ever, is because of, like, of course it's all about you wanting to you need to improve your lifestyle, you need to improve anything else. But sometimes if you can improve your lifestyle, if you cannot, because if you cannot sleep well, then you're going to be super hungry, you're going to be super moody, you're going to be super nervous. You cannot do that if you're missing some hormones which you need. So it's basically not a matter of aesthetics, it's a matter of need. Okay. With this being said, it's something that I'm going to need to see, right? I just wanted to show you that how potent it can be, this test. When you associate morning and evening test with this test, you can pretty much see whatever the situation is like. Are you like this because of the stress? Are you like this because you're missing something? So my idea was, yesterday, I'm like, I got a breakthrough. I said, I need to go live about this. I need to be able to share with all the prospect and the client. And I finally saw that. I finally saw also in a different light. I thought, obviously we do this already with our clients. I made very clear the fact that we test you on this, meaning like, all you need to do really, and I'm gonna pull it up now. It's simple to take this test, but again, I decided to do something really much better for also a lot of people. And again, you are here, and to test this is simple. It's like you need to download in the iPhone this app over here. You need to buy one of these. I don't know if it works with any other brand. And this is the app. Don't use another one. I have no idea what the other one looks like, because we have a software here that we can input the data from this app. I'm trying it from now 5 days, so I know that it's working. You need to get this Polar H10. I don't know if something else is going to work. I'm not sponsored about Polar yet. I'm not going to hide it. If this is something that we do, I might look for them and look for an affiliate, whatever, if they have. I have no idea. I'm not doing it as of now. If you have another Polar, you can try, as long as you can take your heart rate variability. That's what it's going to look like. You will send the email. In fact, like, if you're actually interested about this, all you need to do is actually but comment down below stress test. In our community, client is already included. Okay. I'm thinking now, for the first 10 people that are prospect here that want to do it, you can comment down below. I'm going to see the tracking with first. I'm going to offer that thing completely for free. I'm going to interpret it for you. And then basically what I'm thinking is the following. We're definitely going to do it in the future. So whether it's for its value, small commitment, whether it's for initial package, because I know that if we can see that you're quote unquote normal, you don't need any hormones or whatever, we understand how your stress is, then it's simple. What I'm thinking about doing is like, with one portion of our program, something more affordable that a lot of people usually cannot afford the whole mastermind. They just say, why don't you just give me the nutritional strategy, and why don't you just give me that workout strategy? And with all these tests, we can already do that. I can already say, okay, you should work out in the morning versus in the night. You should work out. If you work out in the night, you should use, rather than HIIT training or the gym for 20 reps, you should probably go something more for strength. You should be able to, you might need some sort of, I don't know, something to help you for sleep, some melatonin, whatever the case is. But what this is going to do is going to tell us, is your stress preventing you from losing weight, right? And it's going to be a very personalized starting point, kickstart for you to do that. And what I'm thinking is like that we're going to make some sort of a package here that is going to allow you to get tested with this simple thing that you can do from wherever you are in the world. Just send me, you're going to send me the email, and that's going to give me the data to show you that when we're going to jump on Zoom, which is an assessment. Plus, I'm going to give you the option for you to have a initial strategy thing, like for example your workouts and nutrition, and then you follow up after 30 days, or you follow up whenever you want, or to even be into a recurring, month to month, something like that, something more affordable than obviously the mastermind that we have, which obviously I'm not gonna necessarily disclose that at the moment, but it's not something cheap. Yet it's something very helpful. And of course, who is this for? Is for the people that they say, okay, if I'm again the right strategy, then I can do the work. For the people that probably are in the 20% that says, I'm doing the work, I'm just not seeing results, but you actually know that you're doing the work. Who is this not for, or better say, who is this for, but they probably need some more help on the top of that, is for the people that even though I'm giving you the right stuff, you always find a ways not to do it. Meaning like, you're supposed to report yourself and you don't. You're supposed to take challenges and you don't. You're supposed to work out and you only work out once when you're supposed to work out three. You know that you are not supposed to do something that you do it anyway. And by the way, this is out of no judgment. I am much like you on the same thing. It's like, I'm not supposed to be eating certain stuff in the night. I eat it anyway. I'm supposed to sleep early or try to sleep early. Sometimes I'm not. Well, the thing is that I have to be ethical and honest, right? Like if somebody is in a position to be able to come into the coaching and say, I'm going to do everything I need, just help me out, I'm going to do my best. If you say I would love to actually coach, but I cannot come into the mastermind, I would really love to know exactly what I need to do on my own. We find a way for you. Okay. And again, with this being said, comment down below stress test, and I'm going to send you all the information needed. Again, for the first 10, this is completely for free. We're going to sit down for 30-40 minutes. We're going to figure out what's going on. I'm going to tell you what we should do, and then from there you're going to have a choice to go. For later on, and I'm thinking of in a few days from now, a week from now, whenever we're going to start doing this as a whole, we're going to probably start even putting this on ads and stuff like that. This will be an entry package. It will be some sort of a package, which obviously is going to be very affordable, something that everybody can do, which care about changing their health. And we're going to tell you exactly what it is. Why is this even important? Why? Because like if you find out, like something like me, that you're missing out on some hormones that you need, number one, we're going to probably link ourselves up with doctors. Which I'm gonna have to assess one by one, look into everything they do in different countries: Norway, Sweden, Denmark, all the people according to where you are watching from. Secondly, it can change your life, because just understand that if you do need some sort of hormones to be hormones which you don't produce anymore, or some sort of to see some physician for something that you have, like insulin resistant, or like something already maybe borderline diabetes, or something that has to do with thyroid, and you don't see it, it can be the difference maker from you and one day, God forbid, getting a tumor. Okay, so that's important. With if anything else, don't do it for the aesthetic. Don't do it like to lose 10 kilos. Do it because this can actually differentiate whether or not you get some weird condition in the future or you stay healthy. Secondly, if indeed you're working hard to get the results, why not get the results, right? Like just go inside, take the test. Let's figure out if you have a stress component. Let's figure out if you do have a root cause coming from stress. And if it is, then we need to work on kind of like getting rid of the stress. Bar none, this is probably the best test that is going to tell us whether or not we can help you. It's going to tell us whether or not you are now eligible to get results, whether or not you're doing the work. And let me be honest with you. Clinics don't do this shit. Like clinics don't actually do that. Like they have no idea, personal trainer, what they're doing. Those one that they go and they get you to all this thing there, or get on a scale with the hands. Aside those machines are not how do you say, are not reliable, because they use different equations to get whatever data they get. They tell you, okay, your fat percentage is this, or your muscle is healthy. Then you go home and you feel like crap. You have no energy. You don't sleep well. Your mood swings. You have no idea what you're having. And if you go to a doctor, general doctor, they take a test, a blood sample test. Okay, everything looks good. You have no cholesterol. You have not like that. And then you go and you're like, yeah, but I don't feel that well. Is that normal? Yes. Let's try to find more tests. Why? Because it's simple. Like if your hormones are zero, like you're not producing it anymore, and then 10 is like when you were 20 years old, maybe now you're like 3, 4, or maybe 2. And therefore you're not sick enough for them to give you anything. The issue is that they only give you something when you're sick, and when you're sick it's too late, because what they give you after is medicine. And why do they push that? Because the healthcare industry, they make money, like the dieting industry is making money. Should be pretty self-intuitive, but it's not. And basically what we want to do here as a result, which I'm getting super tired about this, is seeing people getting tricked over, scammed, like used, like they basically getting told the wrong things. And then they, when it's too late, when they have diabetes, they come to me and they, oh, how can I fix it? Newsflash, we don't do miracles. Now it's late. Like now it's like it's not, I'm not saying impossible, it's actually hard now. It's gonna take long. It's gonna take like, you're gonna have to fight your physiology, which is not easy. You are in the best time possible to prevent something when you know that you not yet have it. Yeah. I hope this was useful. I wanted to make it like mostly about the journey here, but I always also wanted to make it about you. I wanted to make it like almost like saying, how can we take this and make it accessible to everybody? As far as now, this test, even for clients, is free. For the prospect to watch this in the next few days, it's probably still going to be free, the test. I mean, obviously, you need to go get yourself a Polar. Yeah, you need, if you have an iPhone, otherwise get somebody that has an iPhone. Borrow the iPhone. Don't buy an iPhone. Just borrow the iPhone and just take the test. You're going to need to take a 6-minute test 1-2 hours before you sleep. You're going to want to take a 6-minute test 1-2 hour, within 20 minutes or 30 minutes when you wake up. And then obviously you need first to communicate. You're not going to find the way yourself to kind of find software, put it inside, interpret, like, and that's the whole point too, is like, this is kind of crazy, like blow my mind. It's like, there is Aura rings, there is a bunch of like crazy stuff that you buy, there is all this equipment, iPhone, whatever, all is like, okay, just they download this, do this. They basically want you to become, the analogy, want to become a lawyer without studying 8 years. They want you to become a doctor without studying 8 years. They want you to become, I don't know, a dietitian without studying 6 whatever years, 6 whatever. You don't get to do it. Like the test is not for you to interpret, it's to actually get somebody to interpret it with you. This is why I'm actually offering this thing for free now. It's like, if you want, if I'm removing all the barrier from you, let's do it for free. Let's actually see what your physiology look like, totally for free. Then you make a choice. Like if you actually don't have a problem, then cool. Like all you need to do, we need to figure out what to do. Yeah. If you do have a problem, probably should actually start looking for a physician. If you have one, even better. If not, like I said, we're probably going to start linking up with some physicians that are going to be very ethical about this, and that are really going to do the test necessary for you to know if you need help. With this being said, again, I find this to be a fascinating conversation, and I wanted to share it as my journey, but I really feel like it's going to make a huge difference in our program as well. And therefore, like, if you need this, just comment below stress test, and I see you on the other side.